listening to the How to Health podcast. Turn up that stereo, plug in those earbuds, or pull up a chair. It's time to master your health journey. Here are your hosts, Dr. Heidi Cook and athletic trainer Tyler Smith. Let's ride.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh my goodness. We're back in the saddle. It feels so good.
Feels like a long time. I know it hasn't really been that long, but it feels like a very long time.
I know. It really has felt like an eternity. In reality, it's only been a few months. But if you think about like for a solid year straight, we were recording podcasts every single week. It was crazy. For all of you guys who are listening and are new around here, we're chatting about how we used to record our 2% Better podcast. It was a year and some change that we recorded that podcast.
Over a year for sure.
Yeah. And we took some time off to revamp and remodel and come back stronger. We knew there were some changes that we wanted to make to the podcast to serve you guys even better, but also, make it into what we knew we could make it into, and really give it, the time and the dedication that it deserved. And we're really excited to do that on How to Health. So
new name,
and
a whole bunch of stuff going on this year.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So yeah, for anybody who is coming over from the 2% Better pod, hey, how's it going? Happy to have you here.
Love you. Thanks for following us.
Yeah, love you. Thanks for allowing us to take some time off so we could revamp and remodel. And for anybody who is new here, let's just introduce ourselves quickly so that the people know who we are.
New Zealand followed us over like last time.
Yeah. For any
New Zealand in the transition.
That's
Huge
right.
New Zealand.
Huge in New Zealand. Yeah. For anybody that didn't listen to 2% Better pod, for whatever reason, there was 1 week where we just hit it big in New Zealand. And we were like the #1 trending podcast just in New Zealand, which, I don't know how competitive the podcast market is over there. But gosh, that just made me laugh. And so, hey, if you're from New Zealand, what up? Happy to have you.
I feel like my New Zealand athletes had something to do with that. I don't know how they did it, but I'm sure they
there was something to do. So, Tyler, take it away. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and why you're here.
So I am a certified athletic trainer at Boise State University. So I work in the collegiate setting. I don't really want to remember how long I've been doing that, but it's north of, I think, 18 or 19 years. I couldn't remember when I actually started. So I've been doing it for quite some time. I'm also a certified sports nutritionist, hoping to soon, put it out there, be a strength and conditioning specialist too.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Knock on wood that all goes as planned. Because if you followed me from the 2%, that has been in the works for quite some time.
Yes.
Just like it was a bigger undertaking than I actually thought it was going to be, and I did not give it the credit it deserved. But we're right on track. We're on
track now, baby. Let's go.
So, working collegiate athletics. Probably my main emphasis. I've done a lot of different sports. Is like the running community. I know more about running, specifically distance running, than I ever thought I would in life. But hey, if you have running questions, I've got lots of answers, because that's my life now. So track and field and running. I'm also very passionate about helping student athletes. I serve on a lot of committees for their student health and welfare. So just trying to improve their quality of life, improve their quality of healthcare they get with me, which also bleeds over into this, because part of the reason I got into the field of athletic training is, one, I enjoy people, and two, I like helping people. It's a passion of mine. have always considered myself a people person, someone that can just kind of connect with people. And that's where I really find joy, and to help them achieve goals, both like athletically on the field, but also just personal goals has been something that I've just really enjoyed and found passionate in. So that's what kind of led me to here. Um, what led us together, in case you're wondering, is that I was actually a preceptor or a mentor teacher of sorts for Heidi when she went through the program at Boise State.
What up, go Broncos?
For better or for worse, I molded her into the person she is today. So I don't know that as you will. That's what I did, and then that's how we kind of met up. And long story short, she started a podcast, and I used to listen to podcasts all the time, and it was like a dream of mine to actually be on a podcast. And then I called her one day, and we kind of started talking about it, and then here we are.
Yeah, I had you on it as a guest first, right?
Yeah, because so I started on a guest appearance because I was listening to a podcast, and one of the hosts kept talking about eating like an asshole, but he was talking about like during the holidays just eating like everything in sight, like cookies, everything. And then I told her, I was like, I got to get on your podcast because I have a counterpoint to this, because in the field of health, there's a lot of different things we can define as both healthy and unhealthy. And they were well, you're going to say that is eating okay, eating what? Then bringing your own grill or like boiled chicken to a barbecue is the same thing. You just don't want to justify it because you have XYZ. So I put this elaborate thing and then jumped on, and I really, really liked it. And I begged her for long periods of time to allow me to be a co-host. So
there we go. And the rest is history.
that's right here.
Yeah.
Podcast.
That's awesome. Yeah. Tyler and I go way back. Like you said, I was a student of his at Boise State when I was going through the athletic training program. And we had just the best time. It was
work we actually got done as far as just telling jokes and having a good time. But we were successful. We won the conference that year. So
yeah. I take full personal credit for the men's basketball conference championship. Just kidding. But I had a blast working with Tyler then. It was just really cool to reconnect with him later, post grad school and all that stuff, and have our paths cross again. Yes. Once again. So just excited to continue on podcasting with him, because he is a wealth of knowledge and is a good time too. So a little bit about myself. If you don't know who I am, my name's Heidi. Maybe you're here listening because you follow me on Instagram. Shout out. You might know me as Doc Hyde Cook. I'm a doctor of physical therapy. I'm a certified athletic trainer, and now own a lifestyle and behavior change coaching company. And that's what I do full time. I help women with, lifestyle medicine and making, long-term behavior changes to combat chronic illness risk. And I love what I do. I love it so much. It has checked just about every box for me in terms of what I was looking for out of a career. And I feel very lucky that it allows me to do fun and exciting things like start new podcasts and get to work with all of the people that I love to work with, because why not,
Yeah, absolutely.
We're super excited to be here. Let's jump into a little bit about the How to Health podcast specifically, and what the folks can expect from How to Health. And if you are coming over from a previous pod, or you've been with us for a while now, how this one's going to be different, I guess.
So we'll explain to our family members how this will be different. When...
Hey, Mom. I'm just kidding.
Just kidding. I don't know if my mom actually listens to this.
I'm not sure if mine does either.
I'm sure she gets enough of me throughout the day that she doesn't need to listen to me for an hour. But so I think what really drove a lot of this, or what you're going to expect, is there's a lot of misinformation that is out there in the health and fitness community, and it's to sell you products and to sell you stuff. And so part of us, and there's multiple, like a community that's just out there trying to kind of swim up the stream, swim against the current, and tell you the reality of what's going on, but not in a negative way, but in a way that gives you realistic expectations. Because as we've seen through, I assist when I can with Heidi's classes and lifestyle changes, is there's a very much so a people getting, what's the right word, discouraged, because they've tried so many things and so many things have been sold to them that are not real solutions to their problems, that they kind of get this mentality where they kind of don't know if it's for them or if they can do health or fitness, or that's just not who I am. And bringing in some easy, simple, like trying to pare down all this information and give it to you so you can make it in your lifestyle wherever you're at and whatever chapter of your life that's in. That's the other thing we talk a lot about, is like every chapter of your life, your health and fitness journey is going to look a little different, and it's not always going to be ideal, but that doesn't mean that we're not trying to be the best version of ourselves, the healthiest version of ourselves as we go through it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's kind of where we developed the new name from, and the new kind of focus, if you will. The 2% Better Pod was awesome. I loved it. It was really focused on making these incremental changes in your life. But I think the biggest question that we had from people is just like, truly, like, how do I health? Like, what does that actually look like? Because like you said, the majority of us out there have been or have come across, an array of health and fitness advice, tips, tricks, products, programs, and it can be really hard to navigate like what is truth and what is false, I guess. And who actually has my best interest in mind? Who should I be listening to? And how do I actually make change in my life, versus just like being a collector of information, right? I often talk about like the chronic researcher, and what good does that do you unless we take action in some way? So how do we marry, right, the evidence, what the evidence is telling us, the truth, right, which is what we're going to discuss and uncover for you throughout these episodes and throughout, various seasons of the How to Health podcast. But then also get down to the tangible action taking, right? So we can discuss a topic into the ground, but at the end of each episode, we're going to sit down and discuss what are the how-tos, right? How can you take steps towards implementing what was discussed on that particular episode, or whatever topic we're diving into, and how can you take steps to actually improve that particular area, or have takeaways from what was discussed, and start implementing them into your life to have improvement. And that's where we landed on How to Health, because it can be a challenging world to navigate. And hopefully we're here to help you kind of write your own how-to guide, right? Because everybody's life is different and we're all in different phases, chapters, and all those things. And so how you're going to implement is going to look different for everybody. But hopefully we can be here as an aid and a guide in helping you discover what that actually looks like for you. So really, really excited, and just excited to get started. We're going to be rolling on an actual season schedule. So you're listening to episode 1, season 1 right now, which is very exciting. And we have a few more episodes in the bank. So you guys can get a taste of, what this podcast is actually going to be like. And we can't wait to have you around for the long haul.
Yeah, the good news is she presented 3 questions in the beginning of that, and we're going to answer all 3 of them. So you've already found where you need to be. You can,
That's right.
we got you covered, so don't worry about it.
We got you covered. So really excited to have you guys here. Very grateful that you're allowing us to take up space in your earbuds or in your car radio or wherever you're listening to us. Grateful as always that you're here, and excited to rock on this journey with you guys.
Thanks for listening to us. We appreciate everyone that puts time and effort into listening to us and trying to make those changes. And as always, if you have questions, comments, or concerns, we are open books, and you can send them our way.
Yeah, currently working on getting a voicemail call-in number, so we can have some listener voicemails or questions or anything of the sort in the future. So super excited about that too. So lots of fun, exciting changes to come. Like I said, super excited to have you guys here, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
See you next time.
Cheers, guys.